Yeah, okay. So, I've been waiting now, like a week extra, because we delayed recording, to hear this story about John at the airport in North Carolina. Have you heard about this?
No.
Have you heard about this?
No.
So, John went to pick up his children in North Carolina. And he texted me when he was back in Wichita and said, I have an awesome story to tell you. And I was like, what is it? And he said, I'm saving it for the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So, blue balls for a week and a half.
Yeah,
Here
it's
we
one
are.
of the weirdest things that have ever happened to me in my life.
I'm ready.
Are we on?
We're good.
We
We're
should
rolling.
postpone the podcast.
Oh, what do you know? A phone call. Got to bounce.
Yeah.
So I had, let's see, 2 layovers flying to North Carolina, and it was my first layover. I landed in Chicago. When I got off the plane, I was craving a muffin and Red Bull. I don't know why. I was just craving a muffin and a Red Bull.
Go for it.
So I check when my next flight's leaving. I have about an hour, and so I rush to the first kiosk that I can see is selling Red Bull and a muffin. I find one, and I get in line, and there's a woman in front of me, and a black guy walks up behind me. And I'm sitting there in line, and I'm kind of in a hurry. You know, I'm thinking about everything that I have to do that day. I'm hoping and praying that there's no delays on the way there. It would affect flight times coming back and all that. And I knew it was already going to be hectic. And so I'm deep in this thought, this concentration, and I get ripped out of it like a record scratching by the sound of quacking.
Yep.
I'm like,
got one of those duck situations.
yeah, I'm like looking around, right? Like, what? Where's the sound coming from?
Yeah.
And I lean to the left, and it's the old lady behind the kiosk is talking to the woman in front of me like she's Donald Duck. Just talking to her. Like,
Yeah.
they make that squishy sound with their tongue. There you go. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my
Good for
God.
the
I have to... So right away, I'm like, I need to come up with something to make it seem like I am in the biggest hurry possible so this woman doesn't get strange with me.
No, she could do that. Yeah.
Right, so they're
So
laughing.
this is the woman who's working the stand?
Yeah, is
She's
doing
a
it.
duck
She's an
hunter.
old lady,
Is
too. She's
quacking.
probably like 70, like maybe mid to late 60, 70, right?
Okay.
Old white hair. Anyway, so the woman in front of me is walking away. They're laughing about it. Ha, ha, ha. Quack, quack, quack. I get up there. I set my stuff on the counter. I've got my debit card in hand, and I'm tapping it on the counter, just staring at the credit card reader. When in Donald Duck, she says, "How was your day?"
Maybe she lost a bet.
I don't know, man, but I just stared at her.
It's like Super Troopers and the
Yeah.
like the meow joke.
Right.
Is she like there's a guy ducking down behind the counter laughing hysterically at every conversation she has.
Probably. Well, I stared at her for a moment, like just bewildered that this was happening to me. And she comes out of Donald Duck voice and she goes, "What? You don't speak Quackanese?" And I swear to God, before I could say anything, the black man behind me goes, "Quack, quack, motherfucker."
Oh, it's so good.
That's incredible.
That was it. That was my moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
Jesus.
kidding.
Yeah, I just quit.
That's awesome.
Paid
man.
for my shit and ran.
Wow.
Oh.
Hell, man, I don't know. I'd be down for that. I wouldn't want my feathers to be ruffled from something like that.
Okay.
So,
Is that what we were doing tonight?
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
This gets posted on the World Wide Web.
Like webbed feet.
Yeah.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Man, that is a stretch.
That beats the first time a black man came up behind me and whispered something to me
Okay, well, we
you?
went there too.
when I was at Freddy's.
You should have paid his bill.
What happened?
I was with
Freddy's?
Adam, and I was at the drink machine. And I think his wife was in front of me. I'm just waiting for my drink, and all of a sudden I just hear, "Excuse me," and I'm like looking back, and there he was. I was like, "Oh my God!" But he was like super close.
Sure.
I'll let him cut me.
Yeah.
Whatever. No big deal. Chinese cut.
Wait, what? What's a Chinese cut?
It's just more.
Where the
racist
person,
shit.
What is
the
a
person in
Chinese-
front of you lets someone cut behind them.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
screws you over.
Yeah, I was in a hurry, and this lady came in a quick trip, and she was like, she was trying to get directions. She's at South Rock Road, and she's trying to get to Kellogg, which for the viewers is just keep going, like a little bit more, just a little more. Like you can see it from there.
Yeah.
And she just can't figure it out. She can't figure out where Kellogg is. And the guy, we're in a super big hurry to get to this wedding. And the guy in front of me was, she's like, she runs in front of him, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he's like, "No, it's fine. I'm not in any hurry." And they were there for like 5-10 minutes trying to explain to this lady, like, picture Kellogg. picture of the road you're on. It's pretty good, but yeah. So that's kind of like that. That's like Chinese directions.
Yeah, I just.
Okay. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad that we're at this point in the podcast where we just gave up. It's really nice.
Well, I was trying to save the Chinese.
The other show's doing so well. We're just like, fuck it.
Welcome to this week's episode of Hypothetically Speaking. I'm Tyler Malter. With me, as always,
John Reed
and
Sean Murphy.
You said
Chinese Sean Murphy.
Yeah, there you go.
No Donald Duck here.
This week's episode, we're talking about the eclipse. We wanted a really timely episode, so we waited an entire week to record about the eclipse to put it out like a week and a half after the eclipse.
After you're sick of all your other podcasts talking about the eclipse.
Yeah, we're right there to sneak in the back.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we're like seeing the movie at like the discount movie theater where you get it for like $1.
Yeah.
Like that's us. Like
when the audience is clapping and it dies down, you're still the last guy clapping.
Yep, the
that's
floors
us.
are sticky. And,
Nothing is good, but we're here, so that at least there's that.
And willing.
Yeah. What? Okay. So, John, what was the question that you posed this week?
Okay, so it was if an unnatural phenomenon were to have occurred during the solar eclipse, what phenomenon would you choose to occur?
Unnatural.
Yeah, like you get to choose.
I misread the question.
This is the best,
Stop kidding.
best possible trend that you could have is repeatedly getting the question wrong.
I misread the question. I'm sticking with my answer. I'm just going to spice it up a little bit.
So, what did you think the question was?
I just, like, what phenomenon, just period.
Sure.
What would be a side effect of the eclipse?
Right.
But mine is natural.
Uh-huh.
I've doubled down on the natural effect. So
do it.
So there were all those precautionary tales prior to the eclipse. You can't look at it. This is how you have to look at it. This is how you have to interpret it. You don't use your camera. Don't use whatever. My experience, I had the glasses. I had an extra pair because my colleague, who was definitely going to just stare at the sun, I was like, no, I have to jump in front of the bullet for him. Is you will wear these glasses. You will be a responsible grown-ass adult. But everyone we talked to while it was going on, we're like, the eclipse is happening. We have glasses, and they would actively refuse the glasses to go outside and stare at it. I want all of those things to the nth degree. Sure. I want all of those people that I'm the evil one this time. Yeah. I imagine, and I don't want to upstage because I'm sure you guys are horrible bastards with
Absolutely your answers. Not. Mine's really nice.
Is it?
It's world peace.
Oh.
Well, it's unnatural, guys.
I'm thinking eyes bursting into flames.
Sure.
But still, even observing that, they're like, I look at the sun all the time, which I'm like, wait, no, don't do that. That was the answer I got was, I always look at the sun. I'm like, no, you don't. But yeah, no, they would just keep going out and staring at the sun. People just, they were in cars, we were tapping on the window at an intersection, and my boss is points up at the sun, and then they both roll down their windows and stick them out and look right up at the sun. You fucking idiots. So yeah, no, I want everybody, faces melting, opening the Ark of the Covenant, and then all the people with their camera phones. One of my favorite ones was you can look at the eclipse if you put your phone in selfie mode, and then look at the phone and then point it sort of behind you at the sun, which I really wanted to just fuck everyone's cameras up.
Yeah.
Horribly.
Just light their hands on fire.
That's right. Oh, that'd be good. No, the phones explode Samsung, the Note 7s.
That's a natural phenomenon because it happened.
Yeah,
with the Samsung.
That's right. But I wanted to just light everybody. So that way you have the burn. You have a burn mark that shows that you were the idiot.
Yeah.
So you're either blind, all these new blind people, or they all have these horrible, horrible burns.
Yeah, so that was...
Some kid asking his grandpa in the future, Grandpa, where'd you get those burns?
The marks?
It was a dark time, son.
Yeah, literally a dark time. But...
just for a minute.
Just, 1 minute. Yeah, well, then everybody else was, super disappointed in it, and that really pissed me off, too. So
maybe they're disappointed in everything the rest of their lives. They're in a sour mood forever.
They've been so disenchanted. They had the Easter Bunny, that's gone. Santa Claus, Gonski. Then you got the eclipse. Yeah. Everybody it was as dumb as we thought it would be. I'm fuck you. It's super cool.
Yeah, it was totally legit. There was the sun, and then there was the
moon,
shadow on
it. Cock blocked it.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Okay, yeah, that's a good description.
The Chinese cut the sun.
It did. If Earth and the sun were in line, the moon Chinese
cut. Jesus.
So we should really look up the origins of the term Chinese cut before we publish.
I'm sure it's extremely racist.
It's gotta be really offensive.
I learned it in kindergarten, so it's most definitely racist.
As white people, I don't think we can take it back. Like, I'm pretty sure us bringing it back is bad.
Oh.
It's like doubling down on it. John, what would you do?
So I would have a Tower of Babel effect.
Oh.
Okay.
You know, considering my most recent experience with the Quackanese speaking geriatric, I think that everyone for that minute or two or whatever speaking in another language, whether it's alien or local or whatever, that would be my thing. You know, I thought about like the mutant powers, the EMP, like everything in his path, just shutting off electronics, you know, things like that.
That'd be horrible.
Right, but no, I think just like being in mid-sentence and then suddenly speaking another language, and I almost tried to go into German there for a second, but you know, I should have, but
do it.
No, don't do that. I can't speak German. I won't know what they're saying. And they can't have subtitles in a podcast.
You can have subtitles in a podcast, they just can't see it.
Oh, do people read podcasts?
Sometimes. I don't think that's real, but I wish it were. That'd be nice.
It would be nice.
Sometimes I'd read, and sometimes I'd listen. So people would just start talking weird.
Yeah, just absolutely weird, strange shit.
For how
They'd
long?
probably just make it up. I don't know.
They all understand each other?
I think like no, absolutely
that's even
not.
better.
No, nobody understands
miscommunications
shit. Right,
across
just
the
like in the story,
That's
like they were
already.
building the tower and suddenly they all spoke different languages and the tower was never built. Yeah, I think the concentration of the path of totality, like if you were like right there in it, is stronger, so the effect lasts longer than if you weren't. But I think that would be
You just want everyone to talk funny?
interesting to watch. Yeah, I mean
Like ducks?
ducks too. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, I mean like they talk like ducks.
You could
Not that ducks talk weird.
You could be
Ducks
like, wait,
have lips.
like Tyler could be talking to us, but we can't hear him, only to find out that like his dick hole is moving and he's talking out
He's
of his
talking out his dick. So you're saying
exactly.
that you could talk out of anything?
Anything, absolutely. Yeah, just some strange form of communication.
When did my dick hole start talking?
I don't know. It's
Why did we
spitting.
get
Tell
there?
it to get some manners.
The lunar eclipse.
Okay, well,
It's like Bruno.
Jesus.
It talks.
No.
Yeah,
That sounds
just
awful.
the weirdest shit, man. Maybe even animals too. Maybe
I
the
guess
birds are talking.
All out their dicks.
Yeah.
Well, only birds.
Only birds talk out their
Ducks
dicks.
and
Because they
chickens.
have lips.
Not their dicks. But
You can't talk. You
the
can't.
dicks don't have lips.
Oh, well, I mean,
Why
they have
do I
like.
get here?
I don't know.
Well,
I would just
they
want
got,
the
like,
dumbest shit
one
to
lumps.
happen. Yeah.
Lumps.
Okay. Well, mine. I thought I really liked the like mutant power thing because I went there
Like
too,
Heroes.
like what John said. Is that what happens in Heroes?
Yeah, that was
That
why
makes
everybody
sense,
was
'cause there's
posting Heroes shit after
There's an
like.
eclipse on the cover of Heroes.
Uh-huh.
I've only watched the first episode. Save the cheerleader.
Yeah, well.
You might be
happened.
able to get the peanut jar, open because the sun comes in front. You get super strength suddenly and you rip it open
Oh yeah.
That'd be really
for a
nice.
minute and you never
You just
close
got
it
peanut
again.
butter all over you, like that one picture of the guy with the hot mustard
Yeah,
all over.
so gross.
Maybe he was in like an eclipse situation.
Yeah, because I like in the Marvel comics, there's these things called Inhumans, and there's just a gas cloud that circles the planet, and if you inhale it and you have these certain genetics, then you like undergo a mutation and you become like a mutant essentially.
Question.
Yes.
What if you don't have the genetics?
You don't change. It's just a regular cloud. It kills mutants.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't affect humans, and it morphs inhumans into getting
Humans.
superpowers.
So if they inhale it again after getting the powers, are they considered a mutant
And
and die?
some Inhumans die from it. They don't. They
like
don't
during
metamorphose. Yeah.
Well, maybe like
they
their mutant
all
powers
go,
to die.
They all go into cocoons.
No shit.
Yeah, they all
They're just
go
like,
into
oh, it's happening.
Yeah, giant cocoon bubbles. Like their skin bubbles up around them and creates this giant like flesh bubble. And then some of them will awaken from that flesh bubble and have special powers, and some of them will die in that flesh bubble.
Who has to clean that up?
I don't know. People, I guess.
Do they come out of the flesh bubble and then they're just like...
No, the flesh bubble is like still sitting there. So like one character I read came out and he was green and he had a horn and he could breathe fire and he could turn into a big like
That's Godzilla.
like a Chinese dragon. I think it's a Chinese dragon that doesn't have wings. It's like
Is that racist?
It's on the well.
There's something definitely
behind,
racist about
It's
that.
behind a regular dragon. But they don't like have wings. They're just like big like dogs kind of. Anyway, so but his sister and mom dead, insta dead.
They died.
Yeah, like little sister like 7 years old dead.
Oh,
mom dead.
What a bummer.
Yeah, welcome to Marvel Comics. Anyway, so
Jesus,
I was really happy with that. I was like, man, that'd be cool. But then I started thinking of like alternate dimensions and aliens.
A portal opens up.
Do you know what you?
So yeah, and that was the thing is like what would happen if like the moon goes in between us and the sun, and then the moon leaves and the sun is gone, but there's another Earth.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So then in wherever that Earth was, there's two suns, and they like collide.
I feel like there was a movie.
Yeah, but then it gets really
kind of
cool.
like that, right?
Another Earth is what it's called, and it was really okay. But
Battlefield?
Is it? No, wait. I
Another
thought it
Earth.
was. There was. Oh, man, there was another. There was another movie. I don't think it's called Another Earth, but like somehow our solar system was moving like really close to another solar system. Turned out to be the same one, and it was another Earth, and they were communicating, and like you existed on the other Earth.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, the chick comes down and she meets herself.
Yeah.
I don't. Is that called
Do
Another
they
Earth?
fight? Do they all
That's
have
it?
like goatees on the other planet?
I
No,
don't know.
she drunk driving and killed a person,
Oh.
and she wanted to go to the other Earth to see if she had done the same thing, or if that guy survived, and if he survived, she needed to apologize for killing the other version of himself. So that was the story, is there's a lottery, and they're going to send 12 people to the other Earth, and she wins the lottery, and she's like deciding whether she's going to do it and what she's going to do, or if she should give the spot to someone who's like husband died and they're trying to go there because the other person's wife died, and they're going to like reunite and get married again, or stuff like that. It was just a little drama. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, that'd be really cool. We get like another version of ourselves, and then we end up just shooting ourselves and killing ourselves.
Like a purge kind of thing. But
yeah.
like Earth to Earth.
Yeah, Earth to Earth. Like one day a year, everyone flies their rockets to the other Earth and just like destroys it. And then 6 months later, they do the same to us.
It's crazy because both Earths would see the other Earth as the other Earth.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So they wouldn't, like, we're the Earth and you're the other one.
Yeah.
But they both would feel that way.
It would definitely be an Earth 1, Earth A situation. It wouldn't be A and B or 1 and 2.
No way.
It'd be Earth A and Earth 1, yeah. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, and I was like, that'd be cool. And then I was thinking, what if it just opened a portal and, like, the monsters from Pacific Rim showed up?
Oh.
And that's what I settled on. So my answer to the question is the rift from Pacific Rim opens up in space, and giant kaiju come down to Earth and destroy coastal cities, and I get to pilot a mech.
Or you get to pilot a mech.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you get that?
That's really important.
Hold on, you just lost me.
Welcome to Hypothetically Speaking, where hypothetically speaking, kaiju show up to Earth, and I am the only person who can save the world, and I get a giant mech.
Did they already have the mech built in case? Like, how did it?
No, I engineer the mech.
No shit. Like while the monsters are destroying the coastal cities.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's going to happen.
I'm
though.
middle of America. I have so long before the kaiju get to me.
So you just use that time to build a giant mech?
Absolutely. And the subtitle of my life would then be like Earth's Last Chance or Earth's Last Stand. And it would just be me like in a giant mech standing. And do you see the
with us in Kansas
pun?
though? What
So
if
are you
somebody
like
was
the
in
last-
like Colorado and they've got like a good 1,000 miles on you?
Well, see, the best part about it is I would take my mech and destroy their mech
Oh,
Jesus.
before the kaiju.
so
get.
you are a dick.
Wow.
You're Earth's last dick.
Oh, okay.
It's like you're tripping people before they get to the finish line.
Maybe the world peace thing is a good idea. The eclipse happens at world peace. How's that?
You know, you were talking about portals, and one of the good stories in gaming about or the total eclipse is Dracula's castle. Apparently, only appears. It lives within the eclipse, and that's how. Yeah, So, because you would think to yourself, like in like every game and all the narratives, like the castle's always there. Why don't they just like wait till he's sleeping and show up and like carpet bomb it?
Sure.
But they don't. Because it only appears during the eclipse, and
So then why don't they just carpet bomb it during the eclipse?
Because they don't have calendars, they don't know when it's going to happen.
Okay, yeah, totally logical.
But Dracula's castle, so you could pilot your mech and go take down Dracula. You wouldn't fit through the doors. Never mind.
Yeah, but my mech would destroy Dracula's castle.
You'd reach in and just...
You could have a mech like Gurren Lagann, where you're just a tiny head.
Oh, the tiny little head.
Yeah.
You should have a little head
run
mech.
around.
Yeah.
I like the story a lot better now.
I was thinking like big Pacific Rim mech, and I'd be a kaiju and...
No, what if you have like a really shitty like tiny head mech that isn't even very good, and then you just like don't...
Well...
Let's tell that story.
Let me go back to my previous point. I would design and engineer this mech from the ground up. Mm-hmm. So there's like a 100% chance that it would just be a shitty tiny head mech.
Oh, would Sean and I help you build it?
Yeah, as long as I still get all the credit.
We'll just leave the brake pedal out.
Yeah.
There's a brake pedal?
It's a 100% go all the time.
Yeah, you just gotta go.
It doesn't even have tires.
No, you gotta go. But
well,
that sounds like a great game.
You gotta have a way to stop.
Oh, man.
But you're just like clotheslining like kaiju?
Kaiju, yeah. Like an infinite runner, except like every obstacle that's there, you just immediately plow right through, then like the kaiju show up and you just clothesline them and keep running. So you don't do anything to control the endless run.
Yeah, the larger category
it's just
kaiju.
Like a 30-hour long single like dude running across the screen stopping everything in front of him.
But there's no music. You just hear the screaming of innocence. And the only thing you can do is push one button that apologizes. Sorry.
That's really good. I came up with an app. I don't know if I should say this on the podcast because it's probably going to be public and it's probably a really good idea. I came up with an app today. I was going to call it It's a Girl. And so what you do is you are the mother or father of a newborn child. And it's all just taking care of the baby. So you're constantly having to like play mini games at the bottom of the screen while also like balancing the binky at the top of the screen or the bottle or anything like that, right? And then there's like the poop changing minigame, but you always lose. You can never win the poop changing minigame. The best part, when you sign up, you would give it your phone number, and then the app would call you at like 3 a.m.
Oh.
Just like all the most inconvenient times.
That's good.
And you can't silence the call.
It's just there.
It's a full like 1 minute long ringing and then it stops.
I think
it's just a baby crying.
I think the Japanese beat you to that too. They call it the Tamagotchi.
Yeah, sure, but this is like way better.
Oh, okay.
And during the eclipse, your baby is real.
Oh, I was thinking your baby's a vampire.
Storks fly in during the eclipse and drop your child off.
Oh man, that'd be good.
Or the giant plant from Little Shop of Horrors. He came up with the eclipse.
Yeah.
He can sing.
I can sing. Thanks for joining us this week on Hypothetically Speaking. What a train wreck. Non-stop laughs from start to finish, guys. So, I am Tyler Malter. You can find me at TJMalt421. You can find Jonathan Reed at
John Reed Art.
You can find Sean Murphy at
Chuck Bonsai 1. And
we will see you next week.
Yeah, be sure to check out the video for Table Night Tabletop Pokemon. Is that what we call it?
Table Nights Tabletop Pokemon.
You could probably cut that part out. I forgot the name of it already. I put TNT Peaks. I forgot it. I thought it started with that.
You just saved the fact that I was going to cut it.
Okay.
By telling me that I should cut it out. You can find us at tablenight.com. You can like our Facebook page, Table Night Productions. You can find us on YouTube. Just the channel name is Table Night. We have a new show starting, Table Night's Tabletop Pokemon. It will be up in the next few days, I'm sure, for the first episode. If you go to tablenight.com, you can listen to our test run. It was super fun, and we like it a lot. So check those things out. Otherwise, we will see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Hypothetically Speaking is a Table Night production. I can't believe those assholes paid me $5 just for that.